Hey, welcome back, heroes. Manny Reads Comics here. Today we're gonna be talking about Radiant Black 4. This is it. This is the one. If you need any convincing to read Radiant Black, this is the issue to do it. It's 4 issues in. I just finished reading it and I had to, he had to come on immediately because wow. So if you're not ready for spoilers or anything like that, even though I've been spoiling everything that I go over, it's a recap for a reason. Then turn this off. This is a recap, so there will be spoilers. But if you're just here to trying to find out if you want to read Radiant Black or not, this issue is the one. Without further ado, let's get started. Nathan finds himself in some kind of unknown space. He wakes up. He's naked. He's in space, and there's this giant talking robot in front of him, and it's talking in a different language. We can't read it. It's just different. Um, and the robot starts talking, and eventually it envelops Nathan in whatever kind of space, kind of like a black hole, right? It envelops him, and then slowly Nathan starts to understand the robot, and the robot is saying different things. Like I said, I just finished reading this, so I have the book right in front of me. Um, the robot says, "Hello." That's it. That's all the robot says. But it says, "Welcome to existence." So at first, I'm thinking existence is this plane of whatever plane they're on, like dimension or whatever. But then the more I read it, the more I'm thinking maybe this robot's name is existence. Um, I don't think it means it literal, like welcome to existence or anything like that. But that's just where it ends up. Um, and then the next page we get Marshall in his house. He's just relaxing, watching TV, not doing anything. Um, I I don't know how many times I've said I don't really care for Marshall. He seems annoying. He seems like he's just bad news. He just I don't know. I don't really can't really put my thoughts of him into words at the moment. But I don't know. I just feel like he was going to be an antagonist, or he's going to be an antagonist. Um, but he just keeps coming up. He is his best friend, so he's going to keep coming up. But Nathan texts Marshall, "Hey, what are you doing right now?" And he wants to go training. He wants to go after seeing existence. I'm gonna be talking. The robot's name to me is existence, so that may be wrong, but for right now, whenever I say existence, I'm talking about the robot. Um, Seeing existence, I think Nathan finally was like, you know what, I got to train. I got to actually um, develop my powers, and that's one of the questions I had reading 1 through 3 is just why hasn't he trained? Why hasn't I don't know. Most people they get powers. I would assume if I got powers, I would immediately go to figure out my limits, figure out what I can do, and so far he hasn't done any of that. So now he's figuring it out, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but Marshall is the smartest one here. He is telling him like, hey, I've noticed your couple of fights. You produce energy, so I bet you can do like energy blast. And sure enough, he does an energy blast, and it's a small one. And then he says, I bet you that your powers are emotion based, so maybe you should get angry. And Nathan is saying like, no, I don't think so. That's very cliche, but Mitchell pushes him, pisses him off, says some stuff. I think he mentioned his ex girlfriend and really made him mad. And he produces another energy blast, and it's a lot bigger, So Nathan, or not Nathan, Mitchell says, what we're not gonna do is we're not gonna freak out. We're gonna take all this information and we're gonna learn from it, but we're not gonna freak out, and we're gonna do good. It's gonna be fine. And that's so smart, and that's just so logical. And you would think that it'd be Nathan saying these things. I would expect Mitchell, the way he's been portrayed, I would expect Mitchell to say, "Let's go rob a bank. Let's go, let's go do this." A lot of profit gain is what I get from Mitchell. Whereas Nathan seems like he's going to be a hero. He's going to do all this stuff. Be careful about it. Um, so, but I think he's being too careful at the moment. Um, but then we go back to the talking robot existence. My bad. And no longer are the letters an alien language, but we can actually understand. It's kind of broken um, speech. You know, here the existence says digital brain, organic brain, integration language centers, sync, incomplete. So you know, it's just broken language. He's explaining what's going on. They are coming together as two. One's a technological being, one's an organic being, and they're combining. Um, he does explain that their partnership, their connection is permanent until Nathan dies. And then he says there is a war coming, and are you ready to do what must be done? Are you ready to kill blank? And I believe he says radiant. So he says for the radiant, but I don't know if he's talking about red. I'm going to call him red, not radiant red or anything, but red. Is he willing to kill him? Is it talking about some other being on their way to Earth? Not really sure. We're not even sure if Red is an alien or a human. Um, but the next scene is just Nathan and Mitchell walking. They just got groceries. They're about to have like a movie night, and Marshall's talking about something of what he would have done if he had reached out and grabbed the black hole instead of Nathan. And all this talks, they're telling me like, oh man, he's gonna resent Nathan for having the power instead of him. He's going to do something against Nathan because no one really talks like that. No one is going to be okay with like, no man, you got chosen. It's fine. I was there too, but it's you. You got this. It's giving me some vibes of he's going to come back and be the bad guy, right? But then you turn the page, and this is where it starts. Boom. Red Radiant shows up, and it's beautiful. Art is amazing. Nathan reacts perfectly. We got the transformation. It's a beautiful transformation. I'm hearing Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in my head right now. Things are happening, and Mitchell is unfazed by these two super powered beings about to fight. He just pulled his phone out and he says, "Hey man, I'm recording." Like, move out of the way, right? Like, this guy grabs his phone and absorbs it. So throughout the fight, I've noticed that he's absorbing inorganic material. I don't know if he can do it with organic material, but so far it's been a table, his phone. I think we saw him do something with the car in the last issue, but I can't 100% remember. Um, but it's just all fast paced. He is threatening um, Mitchell, and so here's kind of the answer to my question: if he can do it to organic material. He does say, "I'll absorb your skin and let your muscles and fat fall out." So that's kind of gross, but maybe he can do organic things, and maybe that's how he gets his energy. Um, Upon hearing this, Nathan envelops him in some kind of field, grabs him with that field. It's kind of like a whip. Let's just say like a whip. Throws that field onto him and then just flings him off into a building, and he bounces off buildings and stuff. Um, Tells Mitchell, "Hey, go somewhere inside, get safe," and chases after Red. Red is telling him, "Nathan, I know who you are. I know where you live. I know where your parents live. I know how to get to you. I better not see you ever suit up around me again, or I will embarrass you personally, privately, and everything, basically publicly." Basically telling him, "I know who you are," and I assume he's threatening to kill like the people he loves and stuff. He doesn't never actually says that, but um, after hearing this, he looks like he's really armored up after absorbing some more material. Oh, he absorbed some rocks here, not rocks, like part of a building, and he looks more armored up. So my theory on him absorbing stuff seems more likely now. But after threatening Nathan, he doesn't like this. He gets pissed off. Energy blast, and it's a big energy blast. It tore all the armor off. He's got a missing side to his face mask, and he is human. We find out right here he's human. He's just another guy that wants money, who knows what, and he's defeated. But Nathan stands over him, about to go for that kill shot, and I don't know if it's something that's happening at the moment or if it's like him, like a flashback remembering existence, asking him if he's willing to go, if he's willing to kill to save the human race, the Earth. And but he kind of looks down, steps away, and he says, "Don't ever come back," and lets him live. Uh, why would you do that? Honestly, why? Why at least knock him out before you walk away? He's just walking away, and of course, Radiant Red comes out and throws an energy blast at him. Nathan turns around, throws an energy blast. It meets in the middle. It's a huge explosion, and the building starts coming down. And immediately, Nathan doesn't really know his powers yet because he hasn't trained, but he just kind of yells out. It kind of reminds me of Wiccan from Marvel, where he just says what he wants and his magic kind of does it. He's doing the same thing here. He just yells out, "Hold something up now!" And the powers go, and like they kind of just hold the building up. People start coming downstairs. Everyone's getting out. Um, the last few people are at the bottom, and even Radiant Red here, he's just like, "Hey, the walls are crumbling. Nothing's about to be holding this up." And Nathan just sends like a little wave, and he's able to push out all the innocent civilians, and he's able to push out Radiant Red. Um, and so now there's nobody in the building, but the building collapses, falls on top of Nathan, and Mitchell runs in. He's scared for him. He's yelling for him. What's going on? Um, where are you? He finds him, and he's just like pleading for help. Like go get some help. Call an ambulance. And then we see Nathan talking to existence in that plane, plane of existence. No, and he said the existence tells him our connection is final for the duration of your life, but war is near for Radiant. He will kill your entire planet, so to die is to lose everything. Will you do all that is required to save your species? Will you take his life? And Nathan looks down. Obviously he says no. Like I will not. Like that's just a no. And existence looks back at him and says, "Then your world will die." And that's it. Nathan is dead. Nathan he's dead. And you can't see me right now if you're listening. he's dead, and he's the main character. Like what? Why is he dead? Is he gonna come back to life? Who knows? Mitchell is crying. He's yelling for help, and then existence comes out. He's in a black hole form, and he says, "Your friend is dead." But now our connection is final, permanent, for the duration of your life. You are part of existence. So now Mitchell is the new Radiant Black, and I don't know how to feel about that. I have said nothing but bad things about Mitchell, and maybe this sacrifice, maybe seeing his friend Nathan die, will make him a better Radiant Black, better hero. But here we go. Existence says, to die is to lose everything. Will you do all that is required to save your species? Will you take his life? No hesitation. Mitchell says yes. He's pissed off. He grabs Black Hole. And that's how it ends. That's how the story ends. Oh my god. He's going to kill Radiant Red for sure. He has to kill him. But that's it. I don't think they're going to take this back. I don't think this is Nathan's going to come back and everything. I think Nathan is dead, and that makes me sad for his parents. We have grown to love this guy in the last 3 issues. So many people in the mail at the end of this of each issue, talk about how much they can relate to Nathan and stuff, and they just killed him off. I can't believe. I don't know what to think about that. Honestly, my questions at the end of this issue, before I like to write down my questions while I'm reading, and some of them were like, why wait so long to train? Doesn't matter anymore. You're dead. Who is Radiant? Who is Radiant? Who is existence talking about when he says Radiant is near? Still don't really know, but really doesn't matter. And I really expected Mitchell to turn into a villain, and he's definitely gonna be like an anti-hero. He's not gonna be a heroic person for sure. Like he's gonna do some things that are that are gonna be selfish, but he's the hero. He's gonna be the main guy for at least Radiant Black. He's gonna be an anti-hero. Will Nathan return? That's the last question. I doubt it. I 100% doubt it. But with that, 10 for 10. This story is a 10 for 10. Go buy Radiant Black. One positive is what the hell. Like at the end of this, it's just I don't know how to act. Another positive, again, did not see this coming, and this is an actual positive. It's just when it comes to the detail, uh, there's a small detail of the energy blast between Radiant Black and Radiant Red. Radiant Black has the sound effect of kakam, I don't know, and Red's was foom. So that's it's just something like you don't really put too much thought into, but obviously somebody did. This is amazing. I cannot wait for Radiant Black 5. Have at least a couple of these answers. Where is this going? I don't know, but I'm buckled in and ready to join. So again, if you're on the fence of getting Radiant Black, get off the fence and buy it. That's it. That's the end of that. Make sure you check out my YouTube channel and on Spotify if you don't have time to watch a video, then just take me on the go with Spotify. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming out. Have a good night.